just gonna, before I start, ask you guys to help me with something. I film a vlog on YouTube and I've been posting every day about my journey in Norway so far. So I'm gonna just do something, and then when I take my hand off of the lens, I want everyone to simultaneously say, "Hi, Sam." So I'm gonna just face here, say something like this, and take this off here. Everyone say, "Hi, Sam." Cool? Yeah. Cool. And you all understand me, right? Everyone knows? Okay. Let me just center here. Okay. All right. You ready, guys?
Yeah.
All right.
Hi, Sam.
Thanks, guys. Okay. All right. Get the clicker. Okay. Now this is where I actually start the presentation. Hello, everyone. My name is Sam Sheffer. I'm 25 years old. I am from New York City, and I work on the internet, specifically at Mashable, specifically on Snapchat Discover. So a little bit about myself. Let me just make sure the periscope is good here. Okay, cool. A little bit about myself. I was born and raised in the United States in a state called New Jersey, the little red one over there. It is right next to New York City, and I moved to Manhattan a few years ago. And growing up, I have 3 brothers, and we are all obsessed with the same things: technology, video games, skateboarding, the internet. And for as long as I can remember, I've been on the internet. I was using MS-DOS. Like as a kid, I was using Napster, burning CDs, using torrents, Kazaa. I had all sorts of video game systems. I had a phone for as long as I can remember, and I've been skateboarding since I was like 12. So all of these things sort of make up the kind of person who I am. I do computers, I do video games, I do all these things still. So I grew up with these things, and I still am extremely passionate about all of them today. And being on the internet for this long, I have always adopted and got on these social platforms as soon as they come out. So specifically, Twitter, I've been on since 2009. I got on Periscope the day it came out. Snapchat, I've been on since 2012. And Instagram, also around the same time. And I want to just quickly talk about some of the benefits of adopting platforms early. Number one, it's really not hard to go in and create a username. Most of these apps now are on mobile devices, so you pull your phone out of your pocket, you download an app, usually it's free, you create a username, put an email, and you're done. And some of the benefits that come with that is being a part of that initial community that is creating content on there, and you are sharing the same novel experiences with people, and you have the opportunity when these platforms come out to get on early and even like give feedback to the developers. A lot of Twitter's main features came from its users. And I also just personally think that it's really cool and interesting to see how the developers and designers are evolving the app. So I pay hyper attention to every time there's an app store update on any of these apps. I'm always curious to see like what sort of shade they changed on a button, and just really get inside these developers and how they're thinking about these platforms. So now getting into my work experience. So I've been in the media business for about 7 years. I joined Engadget while I was in college in 2009 as an intern. And for those of you that don't know, at the time, Engadget was probably the biggest technology and gadget blog in the world, US-based. And I was there for about 2.5 years. And then all of the editors left the website to create The Verge. And The Verge is a also sort of technology website that covers art, science, culture, and obviously tech and gadgets. And I was there for a few years, helped launch the website in 2011, and left to join Mashable this summer in August, where I do the Snapchat Discover channel. So going back to, I talked before about growing up with these passions of technology and skateboarding and the internet. So this is a screenshot that I literally just took probably 10 minutes ago of The Verge's YouTube page sorted by most popular. And the videos you see with the arrows there, those are my videos that have the most views out of any of the videos on the channel. So that electric skateboarding video has 2.6 million views, and this hoverboard video has 3.2 million views. I'm in the videos, I host the videos, and the reason why I bring this up is because, again, growing up with technology, extremely passionate about these specific things, and I have worked pretty hard to make those passions and interests part of my job, and it has really paid off. So here's just a screenshot of the video blown up. You see 2.6 million views. And I just encourage you, if you're here in this room not happy with your job or you want to be doing something different, I strongly encourage you to think about what you enjoy doing and think about what you don't enjoy doing, and then focus on getting yourself a job with something you're actually interested in, something you really care deeply about, because that always makes for success and hard work too. And here's the hoverboard video. I was in Spain in July, and Lexus had this real functioning, actually levitating hoverboard. Has 3 million views. I just want to point out that none of these views are paid. These are all organic views. I mean, this thing had 100,000 views in the first 2 weeks. And I was like, oh, I guess it's not going to go viral, and it's still climbing every single day. And I just want to check on the Periscope really quickly. Okay, cool. So what's next? All right, so now I'll talk about my work at Mashable. So for everyone knows in this room what Snapchat is, right? Apparently, Snapchat is exploding in Norway right now. Thomas was telling me, and I specifically work on Snapchat Discover. There are currently 18 publishers in the entire world that get to publish on Snapchat. And I think it's really special because it is a brand new publishing platform. Nothing like this has ever existed before. And I am on the forefront of that creativity, and it's pretty cool. So here's some screenshots of the snaps. That's me before I cut my hair, and that's a story about a cool paper airplane, and that's some sort of rideable. So just to talk quickly about how this sort of process works, we create content every single day for Discover. There is new content 7 days a week, and all of the content expires after 24 hours. And that's kind of the reason why it's special, is because there's this sort of need to go into Snapchat Discover and consume the content before it goes away. And if you miss it, it's really gone forever. So talking about now the media landscape and how drastically it's shifting. Obviously, newspapers are a dying breed, print magazines are a dying breed, and the media is continually shifting. There is a obsession now with mobile devices. They have taken over. Everyone in here has a phone in their pocket, maybe two. People are browsing less on the desktop. Everything is on the go. And there are all these new places to publish and put your content to. So it's important to be aware of how the media is changing and to be, get your content in front of the people's eyeballs that are using these new forms of media. So where is your audience? So this kind of breaks down into two categories. Based on the platform, so Reddit, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Snapchat, where is your audience? And how are they consuming the content? I would assume that most of them are consuming on mobile devices. And you have to think about all of these platforms as extremely individual entities. It is not smart to take something that you post on Facebook and just throw it on Instagram, or just take a picture of it with Snapchat and post it to your story, because that doesn't work. It's vital to be adopting the content specifically for the platforms, And not only to do that, but to have a team dedicated. So at Mashable, there is a team devoted to all of these social platforms individually. And it's if you're not putting resources into all of these things, you're going to just be missing out on opportunities. Because again, all of these are huge social platforms, and most of people that are using these smartphones are using these apps. So creating and adapting the content for those apps is really important. And so designing content for a new medium. So like I said before, the media landscape is continually shifting. So here's a screenshot of what the sort of Snapchat publishing back end looks like. For those of you that have never seen Discover before, there's like a bunch of it's like a digital magazine, and then you can swipe up to reveal more content in the form of a video or in the form of a article. And once you're done with that, you swipe up and go to the next one, and there's usually like a dozen or 15 pieces of content. So learning how to adopt and design for the platforms is really important. Again, you can't just recycle content and expect it to perform well. So at Mashable, there is a team of about 15 people that is creating content, designing for, and sort of making all these articles every single day specifically for Snapchat Discover. And it's been an interesting challenge to sort of keep up and continue evolving with all of the changes that Snapchat is making to the platform and understanding what's working and what's not working. And we don't know. It's interesting to think about, like, where are all these platforms going to be in 2020? Like, who would have guessed that Snapchat, a disappearing messaging app, would be like one of the hottest places to publish content in 2016? And they were adding they're picking very specifically what publishers they have. So it's interesting to think about where Facebook is going to be in 2020, or where Twitter. I mean, apparently Twitter is not as popular as it is in the United States, here in Norway, which I find sad because Twitter is awesome. But we don't know what's going to happen, and the only way you can really be prepared for these changes is to make sure that you're paying attention to every single platform and really see how they're, like with Facebook Instant Articles, how these companies are thinking about ways that they want your content to be pushed, and then you have to sort of adopt and design to those specifics. And so this is me with my face here on social media. I'm Sam Sheffer everywhere. I have a YouTube channel. I Snap, I Periscope. I'm still live now. If you want to get in touch, I'm really active on Twitter, like I said. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks, guys.
Any questions for Sam? I could maybe kick off with a quick question. I know you can't disclose that much, but can you talk a little bit about how you guys are organizing yourself in terms of making the Snapchat discovery stories? Just to get a little bit more context on it.
Without saying too much, there's a team of artists, I call them, that are creating the snaps every day. They're like hand designing, hand drawing, animating and 3D modeling, all of these like extremely unique. I should have put screenshots, but if you look at Mashable's Discover channel, there is like very distinct like art forms that you don't see in other channels, because the creatives that we have creating the snaps are actually like really talented artists, and not so much graphic design. They all know how to do typography, and they all know how to use Photoshop and that kind of thing, but I think part of what makes it special is that they're creative, and they're basically like doing these animated headlines, which is something that like really doesn't exist in another medium besides Snapchat.
Cool. Takan, you have a question?
Yeah. When I get Snapchat stories from my friends, they tend to be really long, and I usually find myself skipping through them, and then suddenly everything's gone. Do you guys see that people jump off if your discovery post is too long, or? how long do they tend to stay?
Again, without saying too much, we have data on just about everything, and if we see something like that happen, you can rearrange the content. You can figure out like, oh, where should you put a video? Where should you put an article? And we just sort of like adopt to that as we see those metrics come in. But that's a really good question.
Amelie?
What is Mashable's target group?
Anyone that will read us, frankly. But it is like 13 to 30 young individuals. We have a global audience, and it's like mostly like savvy social media individuals, people that are like really glued into Facebook. We have 5 million Facebook fans. So yeah, like the connected generation is what we call them.
Do you think Snapchat will ever open their API?
In what sense? So any publisher can get on there?
I mean, in terms of data, because right now it's very limited. What you actually know about the followers.
Yeah, you can't even see how many followers you have.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. Like from the beginning, they've been really secretive. Like as a company, they don't release really metrics ever. Sadly, no, I don't think so. I think that's part of the allure of Snapchat, is that it's shrouded in mystery. So it kind of makes you just want to keep going back to it. Yeah, but no, I don't think so. Yeah.
Periscope.
Yeah.
Bust.
What's that?
Periscope. Beef or bust.
Oh my god. Oh my god. That is amazing. Beef? Yes? Wow, that's awesome. Hey, I want to talk to you after.
This is a reference to Sam's
Snapchat
former job at Verge.
Yeah, yes.
It's a very nerdy little reference there.
So cool.
Okay, any more questions for Sam? Cool. He's gonna hang around here a little bit afterwards as well. Thank you, Sam.
Thank you.